So LeetCode number 445 add two numbers 2. So we're given two linked lists representing two integers, and we need to return the sum of those integers. And the weird part about this is that the most significant digit comes first in the linked list. Okay? So we're also going to solve the follow-up that asks us to not modify the input lists. And we're going to use O of n memory for this, because this is the most that I was comfortable explaining, and that's what I would bring to an interview. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to convert these two lists to numbers, and then we're going to sum those two numbers, and then we're going to convert the result back to a linked list. Okay? So first of all, we're going to parse the two integers. Then we're going to return the conversion to a linked list of the sum of those two numbers, right? Like that. So now we need to implement the toLinkedList of an integer function and the getNumber of a linked list function. So here's the toLinkedList of a number function. What you do is you set up, first of all, you take the digits of the number, because you don't want the actual number, you want the digits of the number to put them into a linked list. And so that's how you take the digits in base 10. And then you have a result, which is just a dummy node. And what this allows us to do is to do a very cool, very clean loop, instead of having some weird conditions where if it is the first time you loop through, then you do something. If it is the remaining times, you do something else. You have a dummy list node that allows you to always do the same thing, no matter if it's the first iteration or not. And then you're going to have to return this node.next at the end of your function. And so to do that, we need another reference to this list node, because this reference is going to be moving forward in the list. So we need another one that is staying at the head, so that we can later on do return head.next. So we're disposing of this dummy node after using it. Okay? So now we need a loop. So we're going to use a for loop here. We're going to go through every digit in our number, and we're basically going to append it to our linked list. So at the end of the iteration, we're going to have to move forward in our result so that we are ready for the next iteration. And here comes the actual body of the loop. What you do is you set your next node to be a new list node containing your digit. So imagine this was the first iteration, and the initial digit was like 1. And then you'd be appending to the result list, which is just the dummy node for now, a new list node with your current digit, right? So it would become dummy and then 1. And then you'd go forward, and then you'd do it with the next digit. So if the next digit was like 2, then your list would become dummy 1 2. And at the end, you return dummy.next, meaning that you just return the linked list being 1 and 2, right? So that's how you use the dummy node. And now we also need to implement the getNumber function. So for this function, we're going to have to use big integers, because we don't want any overflows, because a linked list can be very long and it could lead to overflows, or it could lead to our number losing a lot of precision, being displayed with the exponential notation. So we don't want any of that. So we're going to use big integers, which you can use by appending an n to the end of your digits in JavaScript. So this converts the number to a big integer. So we start with an empty result with 0, and then we move forward in the linked list, and we take every digit and we sum it to the result. And we also need to remember to multiply the current result by 10. So like imagine you know that your current result is like 65, let's say a random number, and then you meet a new digit that is like 1, okay? So what you do is you multiply your 65 by 10 so that it becomes 650, and then you add the new digit, right? Does that make sense? So yeah, that's what you do. You move forward in your linked list, you multiply your current result by 10, and remember to use the big integer notation here, or it's going to throw an error. And then you add to the current result the conversion to a big integer of the current digit in your list node. And then obviously you move forward in your linked list. And at the end, you just return the result. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to submit the solution to show you that it works. And this is a O of n time and space complexity solution. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and bye.